seeing you.
That's fine. You know what, babes? You can see me. You have to see me because you made me, you know, so you have to see me. And my people can see you, so it's fine. We can move along.
Can they?
We can move along.
Because, yeah, okay, you can see us. Okay, no, I see Abonakai.
Yeah, no. You know, because I'm going to record the IG and then I'm going to save it. Also, see, Penny. That's the one. OTS one. Hi, Z. Okay, so let me reintroduce. She's saying Siba. Say also see, guys. Anyways, let's start. Okay, fine. I'll start by introducing you again. So you're gonna be quiet for a bit, and you're gonna listen to me introducing you. So hi guys. My name is Usibia Nomtandazo. So I'm going to first say welcome to my IG live, and then second, welcome to my YouTube channel, because I am going to be uploading this IG live on my YouTube channel. So for today's interview, we are going to be discussing the topic money contributions in relationships. So this is the first topic in all the 3 relationship topics that we're going to discuss. So the next 2 videos are also going to be relationships. So today we have Ulilita, as you guys can see her. Her full name is Ulilita Maliwa, and she is 26 years old. She has a bachelor degree in optometry, and she's currently working in the private sector. And then she has a company, or should I say a side hustle? I don't know what she calls it. But anyways, she has Unondanda Creations, which is her beadwork. So she does earrings, she does necklaces, and I think she also does bracelets.
And something
and you guys can find. Oh, okay, it's fine. You tell us in the end, don't worry. I'll give you an opportunity. Don't worry, when babes. And then she also has a YouTube channel, guys. You also can check that out. Her YouTube channel, you just put her name and surname. It's Lilita Maliwa, and it's basically a lifestyle YouTube channel. So yeah, do check those out. So hi, babes.
Hello. I tell you how beautiful you look. I'm so proud of myself, guys. I made her wear makeup.
You made me do all this. That's why I'm like, it doesn't matter if you can't see yourself, because I can see you. We can see you. We can see that you're pretty. I love your hair, by the way.
Thank you.
I thought you were gonna rock a wig, but I don't know what you did with your hair, but I like it.
Not today.
It looks nice, and obviously your makeup is always on point. Alrighty, babes.
I'm not a bully spay. Space calling me a bully.
You are.
Okay. I'm good, my darling. How are you?
Good. So let's get right into it. Basically, let's get right into it.
Yeah.
So before because we are a bit against time. So first things first is we need to try and keep the video not that long. Remember I told you, because the IG only records up to an hour. So if in Monoguti it's taking a bit longer, we'll just make a part 1, and then we'll start another IG live and make a part 2. Ne?
Okay.
Is that fine? Awesome. Okay, cool. Let's go. So the first discussion we're going to have is basically gender roles in relationships. So we both know that from the olden days, men were always the head of the family, and they were always the provider. Guys, young person.
Yeah.
So let me rephrase. So basically, gender roles there. So as we've always known, from like the early days, men were always the head of the family, and they were always considered the providers of the family. So if you were a guy, you were meant to go get a job and provide for your family, so your wife and your kids. And then the females have always been programmed to be wives and mothers. So you would always have to, at a certain age, you have to get married. It's either an arranged marriage or not, but you have to get married at a certain age, and you basically need to bear children. So that's the first thing we're going to discuss. How now, because we're in the 21st century, obviously our gender roles are not the same. Right? You find that there is families where the woman is the provider because maybe the husband is not working, or you find that the woman is earning more than the wife. The our mama and its wife, then the husband in the relationship. So that's the first distinction. True, actually, true. Because we're not just referring to just male and female relationships. We're referring to relationships in general. We're not by anyway. Yes. So that's the first discussion. So basically, we need to discuss why it's important to establish gender roles in a relationship and why you think that needs to be set. I think while you guys are still starting the relationship, even so that you know where you stand.
For me, I'm kind of on the fence about gender roles. On the fence, in the sense, Yoba, I'm on the fence. In the sense, Yoba, in our day and age, it's those lines are kind of blur in a way, because now you can't say that sevens are all 8 to 5 so and then we come back. Let's say in some cases men do come back early from work, and let's say each of them takes more, like the way that for my, like you know how late in Mangan. So if now I have to come back late, but if I'm TV and you're watching TV, not preparation for eating and stuff. It happened. So that's why at some point in relationship we need to discuss where's the headspace of the partner. But do they think in the sense I am a woman, I'm supposed to cook, I'm supposed to clean, I'm supposed to, and then get gender role came that it would be to provide the food. Ne? But if we both may be contributing towards the grocery, then maybe we could split the roles, but maybe if maybe some days he cooks, I clean. Because in my case, I don't really like gender roles, but I want a hand-in-hand coordination where I do something and then a balanced coordination between the two people. But that is established psychical relationship where you know your partner, but what is their programming, how do they think? Then from there we can discuss how we're doing this together.
Yes. Before we no, go back.
No, but if from the beginning I got by essential, but he's that person who believes that my roles are to cook, clean, and stuff. Then as a man, he has to do his roles where he thinks is the upkeeping of the house, bulbs, and he provides food. I still don't mind that. So those from the beginning, and then you can go from there.
Before we continue, I think welcome. There's someone who's saying, side notes, I think when you discuss gender roles in relationships, both genders must be present to speak on the subject matter. Otherwise, the conversation becomes skewed. And then he's saying even the same-sex relationships, those who play the feminine role and those who play the head role must be present on their end. I think definitely. It's what we're saying, Guti. At the beginning, you'll need to, especially, I think it matters most when you guys are planning on staying together. Because obviously, if you're staying apart, when the maintenance of the house on their own, and now when the maintenance of the house on your own, you buy your own groceries, you pay your own rent. It's only there when maybe you guys decide, okay, fine, we're gonna go out, or when you decide to do maybe sleepovers or like a weekend together and stuff like that. I definitely agree, and it's actually what we're actually talking about, Uti. You'll need to establish specific gender roles for your specific relationship, because obviously Nikule separate, so you'll have different upbringings, different opinions as well, and obviously you have an idea of what you want your partner to help you with and what you expect or what you are bringing into the table, and obviously Nabo, they have their opinion. So I think he or she Usihle is actually agreeing with us. Okay, fine. At the beginning, that's what we're saying before we get into the money, which is the main topic for today. But at the beginning, establish, okay, fine. This is what I believe a woman should do. This is what I believe a man should do. And same thing with same-sex relationships. This is what I believe the feminine side should do. And this is what I believe the male side should do. And then they have an agreement. And then that way you guys have I think, laid a foundation for a way forward in the relationship. Am I right?
And also my understanding of he's kind of saying that that we should have a male also who's present in this conversation. But then other things that it's a women empowerment situation kind of situation.
Let me explain to him so that it makes sense. So see, I'm running like an August edition for my YouTube channel. So I'm only talking to women for this month. So basically this entire month, we are looking at the female opinion, female perspective, and we'll try obviously to not be too biased to just female. I am going to be having a male one, I think in November or October, where I'll be discussing such topics with guys as well to get their perspective and basically their opinion. I hope I'm making sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. And then let's move over to today's topic. So we're going to first start with our unmarried couples, and then we'll move over to the married couples, and basically we'll try and conclude afterwards. Yeah. So the first thing, so what I have here as a note is that, okay, fine, once gender roles have been established in the relationship, you guys need to decide on bill splitting. So this could be dinner dates, vacations, or any activities that you guys do together. What's your take on that?
My take on that, it depends on the relationship. So if we're planning on sticking together, if like we're planning on being together for a while, then I would suggest the opening a separate account, joint account in Nobabini, where you figure imali corner for your dates, for whatever that you want to do, so that you really roll off, because it has been made to seem like men are the ones who are supposed to pay for dates. Men are the pay the bill. If he's taking me out, he's paying for this and this and this. Like that role, they were on their shoulders only. But if you guys are planning on staying together, then that's why you discuss, but we're both working, so we're both earning something. Why don't we have a joint account where each and every time when we get paid, we deposit there, so that when we go for our date nights, we have that money set for the date nights and everything. That's my on the splitting of bills and everything. Because sometimes men don't like it when a female is like, okay, I'm going to pay for the food. Not that we mind.
Yeah.
Not that we mind. Not that we mind. We don't mind not paying. We don't mind.
Yeah, I think it has to do with, in my understanding is that men have ego. They have that male ego inside of them that it's not like they don't want you to help, but to a certain extent they feel like you're trying to take over and you're trying to wear the pants in the relationship. So I think it also goes to that. My other thing is, maybe you guys can decide whether you're like gonna, okay, fine, when you guys are going on a date, you're gonna split the bill in half, irregardless of how much your food costed or how much my food costed, or you can take turns. So this month when we're going out, or this date when we're going out, I'm paying, and then on the next date you paying. Because as much as the joint account is a good idea, but so what's going to happen if you guys separate? Are you then gonna split the money in the account? How are you guys gonna draw? The thing is, I feel like the account is simple, but if you think about all the things that goes into opening a joint account together, and obviously all the agreements and that go into, opening a joint account as a couple, especially if you guys are not married yet, it's good, but it has its downs. It has its downs. It has its downs.
That's why I was saying that if you guys are planning on intentionally long run, then you can actually consider that. If not, if Nissan Dula, then we can discuss the splitting it in half, or him paying, or because I know of a relationship where the guy used to say, you're paying the state, I'm paying the state. But it was never discussed. It was just him deciding, but today you're the one who's paying. Today I'm the one who's paying. But if it's discussed together, okay, fine, maybe if we're going on a date, the first date is on him, the second date is on me, then we can do that or split it in half.
So basically have some sort of arrangement so that when the bill comes, you guys don't look like you're stupid and don't know what's happening, And then the waiter or waitress is just like sitting there, like just standing there, like, and then guys, make up your mind, make up your mind, yes. And I think also to avoid unnecessary conflicts, and to avoid one person just being responsible, whereas it's for both of you guys in a relationship, yes. So basically, then we're going into so dinner dates and date nights and activities together, done. And then now we have a situation where, let's say you guys are staying together and you're not married yet. So there's rent, right? There's electricity, right? And then we have groceries, and then obviously there's just like day-to-day maintenance of the place, you know, the cleaning, the cooking, and so how do you deal with that?
Okay, this one is tricky. This one is tricky because we could split the rent. In my case, I don't mind splitting the rent. I wouldn't mind. But I've seen relationships where people are staying together. Semi in the sense of, I have my place, but I'm staying in your place because we're in this relationship together. So I'm already paying rent for my place because I don't want to let it go. But I'm staying here with you there, you rent because at the end of the day, it's your place. But if we decide, as in like, I move everything, we could split the rent depending on what he feels, because I need men are natural providers. Naturally, it's in them to provide. So if I have food, go split the rent. The groceries, sometimes groceries, there's coming about how we usually do things, but maybe in Yaga, you go and buy the set groceries, and then every other day you come back with something, you come back with something, you come back with something. It's unplanned. And then there's the thingy. What else was in that?
So there's and then there's transport. So transport in the sense that maybe you guys are both taking taxis, or maybe one of you has a car and not both of y'all. So let's remove the both of y'all have a car, because then that doesn't really you sort out car, at least you sort out your car and petrol. But if you guys maybe are sharing one car, one of you has a car and you guys are sharing a car, so there's transport costs, because there's obviously the installment of the car, which you guys need to consider, and then there's also the petrol and insurance. So how do you guys deal with those costs? Because obviously you're not both using the car to work.
Yeah, I think it would depend on where your guys work. So maybe you work in the same line. Maybe Omnia is closer and then the other one is a bit far. So maybe you can go together, or depending on how you guys discuss these things. But okay, maybe Omnia is working on the east, Omnia is and not. So it's like two different places, because now we have to think about petrol and everything. Then I started about discuss, well, okay, maybe you're taking a taxi, maybe I'm taking the car, depending on whose work is the furthest and on the costs. But which one would cost us more if you were taking a taxi? You want to look at the cost and everything. But those are all things that's a discussion. You know, how do we go about, because we need an open communication about how are we going about doing these things. So for me, it would depend, but are we in the same line, different lines, which one costs more, or who needs the car more? Because sometimes I think it's that demanding way. Maybe I'm late and I need the car because maybe transport
more situation. That's who needs the car more situation I don't like.
But that's okay. Also, okay. There's another situation.
I think it's go on.
Where maybe the car was bought by me. So basically the car is mine. But
that's where I'm going with the who needs the car more situation. But I'm thinking, if for example, let me make a typical example there. A very typical example, which is something that normally happens in relationships. So I'm gonna buy the car. Let's say I'm the girl in the relationship name. So I'm buying this is my car. I bought the car. I'm paying for the car. I'm paying for the insurance. I'm paying for the car installment. And then we decided, okay, fine, we'll split the petrol because we're using it to work. But because maybe like his job does a lot of traveling and what, so he needs the car more than me. How do I handle that situation without me feeling like now he's taking my car and now it's almost like he owns the car, because obviously he's using it more than me, but I'm still paying for the full amount of the car. Do you get? That's where I'm going. Okay, fine. If one of you guys has a car and obviously, let's say for example, like as my example, like, as I'm saying in my example, like I pay for the car installment, I pay for the insurance, and obviously it's my car. I bought the car because I wanted the car, and now I don't necessarily get the luxury to use my car as I want to, because now we have to share the car because now we live together. How do you deal with such? Should I say, now he needs to contribute a certain portion to my car installment, now he needs to contribute a certain portion to my insurance, whereas at the end of the day, imoto is going to belong to me. Even though he was helping with the payments, you get what I mean? Even though he was helping with the payments, but I bought the car, so the car is undermining. How do you deal with such?
I think, okay, there's two scenarios. Scenario one, it's where we decide we're buying a car. So it costs us by being.
I think that's dangerous, hey? That's very dangerous.
It's a no-go zone. Don't go there.
Don't go there. Like, don't.
The second one, if the car is mine, because that means I'm using my car. I'm sorry. See, yes, but the car is mine. I'm paying for everything. So the car is mine. I can occasionally borrow you. But most of the time, it has to be used by me because at the end of the day,
it's my stuff. Right.
You know, I'm the one who's paying.
Okay.
I'm the one.
Okay. Noted. Let me give you another situation. We're turning the tables. So now it's his car. He pays for the car installment. He pays for the insurance, and you guys share petrol because sometimes he takes you to work and. Do you then not feel entitled to the car just because you're the girlfriend?
No, it's not mine. It's not mine even to begin with. So I can't claim something that's not mine because to clear, I'm contributing towards a fuel which we both use. So the car is not mine. There, I'm not entitled at all. I have zero entitlement.
So basically, okay. So basically, we're saying, ladies, if he's paying for the car, if he's paying for the insurance, and he occasionally takes you to work when needed, or you guys, let's say, going to work is like the same direction and he drops you off at work, it's okay to contribute for petrol because obviously you guys are using the fuel together, but then don't feel entitled to that car. Because that's what I was trying to run away from. Because what normally happens in relationships, when it's the female, we are always very protective. We're always like, no, but you can't just take my car and use it however, what. And then obviously, and even guys judge when a guy is using the girlfriend's car. Even though they have an agreement, they will always be like, why are you using the Whereas if we're turning the tables and it's the girl that doesn't have a car, all of a sudden we feel that we're entitled, that he should take me to work, he should drop me off at my friend's place, and you know. So I think that's what I'm trying to get to. Yes.
That's is that I'm just gonna go on the side a bit. On the side, from the fact that it has happened a number of times where a guy will take the girl's car. There are guys who do that where he's using the girl's car while the girl's at work. And when I'm back, with my car. The disrespect. But you know, such things, to avoid such things, you know?
Yeah. We can share when we're sharing, like maybe if for work but let's keep that boundary.
But it's mine.
I think yes, let's keep that boundary. Okay. I was just so basically, if we're concluding on the car situation, if the car is yours, it's under your name. So first, make sure you're the one who's paying for the installment and the insurance. So let's not involve the other partner there, because at the end of the day, it's going to belong to you. You can share petrol if you guys are using the car for dates and obviously for traveling for work purposes. But guys, don't feel entitled to my car just because we're in a relationship.
See, at the end of the day, it's mine or it's yours.
Mine, yes. So that's what I was trying to get to. It's okay, fine. Let's find an agreement. It's okay, fine. Guys, you know, just because you have a car or just because I have a car. Because I know there's situations where girls feel entitled because the guy has a car. And it's normal because we always feel like, okay, fine, you know. But bottom line is, you're not paying for an installment. So if he needs to be somewhere, he can't take you wherever you need to be decent enough to let him go and use an Uber or use taxis, because I'm not more girl. No. At the end of the day, yes. At the end of the day. And then obviously we said groceries and rent, it would depend on what you guys agree on. Okay, fine. Who's maybe like you can decide who's okay, fine. This month you're paying rent, or we splitting the rent, so that it makes life easy, and then we also split it closer. And then obviously there's always going to be that bits and pieces that you buy throughout the week or throughout the month, basically, to add on that. So that's good. I think we've covered that. I think the most important thing that I wanted us to get to is basically know your partner's relationship with money. That is very important. So, because now we're about to transition to marriage. So before even you guys get married, you need to know what's your partner's relationship with money. You know, are they good with money? Are they bad with money? How do they handle their finances? I feel like before you even just start moving in together, you should know. He should understand how you handle money, and you should understand how he handles money, so that so it mustn't move anything and so that mustn't build on those agreements we were talking about. It's not going to be as difficult. No, we passenger money, and basically have an idea.
If we put a jengam, you put a jenga, you know how we
very different, right? Very different. And it's exactly like that in relationships. You need to understand their relationship with money. Okay, fine. How does he handle money? How does he handle debt? How does he handle credit? Is he responsible? And is it someone you would want to move in with and stay with? Because obviously, if you move together, you won't move to like a one-bedroom apartment unless obviously you guys are not expecting to have visitors and stuff. And I think it's like things like that.
No, things like in the middle of the like, babe, can you just, and when like you see those dialogue every once in a while, babe, and that petrol, babe, but so if we are not you know how to deal with it, but you want to be there with that person. And if we
then you understand, then you understand. And that's very important. I think another thing we can add is the borrowing of money in a relationship. It can build and break a relationship, eh? It can build and break a relationship. It can definitely build and break a relationship, because I feel like the minute there is relation and then you're asking for money, there's a high possibility that the person would not give you back your money. Very high.
I feel like it's one of those things where you have to mentally know by saying that's why you're not gonna give a person a large amount of money, which could maybe bring you to debt or something. But I give you this money, I'm not expecting it back. If you are good, if I woo you, I'm still okay with that. Because now if you're expecting I know you would say that. I know you would say that. Because I know you. Now, on the other hand, I'm that person. But like, if I give you, like, sometimes when you borrow money, you know that there's a high chance by me.
No, Mina, bra, I can't.
Why I will never give you. That is why I will never borrow. In my it's a bigger chest pains if I move. So I'm usually smart about it. But if I give you this money, I can't have chest pains whenever I think about it. But if you need chest pains, then I'm not giving you at all. Unless but if I give you one, I'm supposed to be because
because no, guys, don't. I feel like, guys, I feel like the minute you're in a relationship, just stay away from borrowing your partner money. Like, try by all means to stay away. It doesn't end. It ends in tears.
It will end in tears.
It ends in tears. I kid you not, because unless it's like small amounts. Because the thing, do you know what happened? What I feel happens, because I've had this with friends, though not not like partners. I've had this with friends where you borrow someone imali and then so they come to you with like a petty story and then you sympathize and what, and then you give them the money. And then 2 days down the line, umuntu is going out, they're living their best life. And when you start to remove the credit in your account because you're thinking, you owe me money, are you out living your best life? And then when it's time to pay, they're going to come up with another petty story, and you're just like, really? So I think to avoid unnecessary conflicts in relationships, don't give money, guys, to your partner
at all.
Like, don't. Keep your sanity, baby girl. Like, keep your sanity and make sure with the account is J. We are born. So I think we've covered everything. So guys, decide on gender roles basically when you're starting out in a relationship, establish that. And then if you guys are not living together or not planning on staying together as soon, make sure you'll decide on dinner dates and activities that you guys do together, maybe like vacations, road trips and stuff like that. Decide on who's paying how much and how you'll split it the bill basically. And then if you guys are living together, obviously then you have to decide on your living expenses, how you'll separate those and how you'll split those accordingly. And then the last thing is, before you get married to someone or before you even decide on living with them, know their money relationship, so that you do not fall for traps, for booby traps that you set for yourself, baby girl, so that you don't fall for booby traps. I think the next part, I just want to check time. I can't even check how long this has been for. Okay, because I wanted to check if I still have time. But I think we started about 20 past, so we have about another 30 minutes, I think.
Yes.
Okay, so the next thing we'll discuss is married couples. And money. So I know we both not married.
We're not.
Yes. But I think it's discussions we need to start having, especially if you see what you guys have potential. If you're in a relationship where there's a potential to get married, have this discussion. So now we're talking about married couples. So the first thing you need to decide on if you are deciding on getting married is, are you going to be in commute of property or out of property?
Nah.
You made that place.
The thing is that, okay, we need to discuss this, ne? Because at this day and age, I feel like getting married in community of property, like where it's not discussed if it's with a crow or without a crow, the whole situation of if it's with a crow, that means that, you know, whatever, because a splitter, whatever that you did together, no, it's out of, no, in community of property, out of, like, okay, let's go back. I just made a mistake.
Okay, fine. So, whoa. Before we start, let's explain what is getting married in community of property. So, getting married in community of property is when you guys have everything together. So whatever I own, and yes, so whatever I own and whatever you own, we're gonna share. So should we get divorced, hopefully not, you'll cut everything into half and we split, correct?
Yes. So the out of has two things. There's out of community property with accrual, yes, and out of community property with accrual. So with accrual means that whatever that we got together, so split in half. So whatever that you had before we got married is yours. Whatever that we got together is ours. And then, then the out of community property without accrual, that means that whatever is mine is mine, whatever that is yours is yours. If we split, yeah, how much? We just walk.
Yes.
So I'm literally on the fence where I'm saying I want with out of community property with accrual. So whatever that I had before we get married is mine, and whatever that you had is yours. Then whatever that accumulated, so maybe will be ours.
Okay. Let me give you a situation. So you get married. 10 years down the line, you are a multi-millionaire, and your husband is still a normal average guy. And he then becomes abusive in the relationship, and you decide you want to split. So if you're saying you want to get married in community with outside of community of property with a crow. So you're basically saying, if you guys, should you guys decide to split now, whatever he had before the marriage is fine, but whatever money you have accumulated within the marriage, does that then mean you guys split it into half?
Mamela, in relationships, sometimes when a person ever is successful, there's usually a small percentage of the other person helping out, either supporting you emotionally or something. There's always something. That's why I'm saying that whatever that we get together, I wouldn't mind splitting. Even though if I'm a millionaire, it's gonna give me chest pains, but you know, I'm willing. And if Naya becomes a millionaire while we're married, because there's always gonna be something that is gonna contribute. It's not gonna be. It cannot be material, you know,
and monetary. Yes.
So I don't mind, because I'm not a millionaire right now. I'm hoping it never happens. But I feel like it's painful to split in half. I feel like that's the most painful thing ever, because sometimes in this case that you meet me and then we met, and then maybe the norms, and then we marry in community of property, and then I die, and then you take everything, and my kids get nothing. You know,
but I think with that said, I think I feel like that also has to do with being educated in terms of knowing if you've got a property, if you've got a car, if you've got a company, you have to make sure you have that written down in your will, so that should you die, everything goes to the rightful people.
And also, there's another scenario, in commercial property, where the guy was not working, the lady was working, the guy made kids outside of the marriage. The mothers, support, but because he's married to a person who's working, she's the one who's supposed to pay maintenance. Because whatever that is hers is his. So I'm working for you and the kids that you made during. So that's why in community of property and in born, like so it will happen.
I get you. By the way, guys, we are not advocating for a divorce. No, we're not. All we're saying is just take proper precautions, know what you're getting yourself into when you're getting married. And obviously, as you said, if I have kids, let's say I don't have kids before we get married and we then have kids, obviously you want to make sure you're leaving something for your kids. And if you've worked hard to earn all those things, obviously you want to make sure it remains on your end of the spectrum and you are able to give to your kids. We're not saying you guys shouldn't work together in the marriage and actually grow and build. Do you get what I mean? But just be careful and obviously choose your poison. Choose your poison. At the end of the day, choose your poison. Choose your poison. We were just explaining the difference between in community and out of community, and obviously the benefits should you guys be divorcing and all that drama. Yeah? So the next part is signing a prenup. This one was drilled in by one of my friends. So it was a matter of, let's say you get married, and you guys, let's say you get married and you met your husband when you were married and he wasn't as married as you were. So you sign a prenup just to make sure your partner doesn't take all the money. I think it also has to do with the fact that, just so you know, you guys are in the relationship and in the marriage for the love and for growing and for building a family, and not necessarily for them to then be benefiting financially and be drawing finances from you as the partner. What's your take on that?
I don't mind the prenups at all. Like, I don't see the why am I having my phone? If you want to protect yourself, it's good. It's good. It's good if you want to protect yourself, because end of the day, it depends on my intentions on your relationship. If my intentions were pure and clear, like, I wouldn't see the problem in you saying that you want to protect yourself should anything happen between the two of us. So I'm like, my prenup, I don't see why everyone is all hoo-ha about it. That's my opinion.
Okay, I get you. I'm trying to build the situation in my mind. No, I'm trying to build a scenario where the other partner may feel like you don't trust them enough.
But I understand when it becomes about trust. I don't understand how it becomes about trust at the end of the day. Because if the thing is that you want to protect yourself, so then you're trusting enough, you know, because in our day and age, a lot of things are happening. People are killing their partners just because.
Just because they know what's on the will, I'm there, you know, and this is what I'm getting.
Because in some prenups, if should I die, should I die? Okay, sometimes that's the worst one, because in some cases, some people have said that, okay, fine, you're only gonna get money after a number of years. So I mean, then people start killing each other. But I feel like a prenup, you're protecting yourself at the end of the day. You're protecting yourself.
And basically, I think you're also protecting your legacy and what you've worked hard for. Especially if you, let's say you get married like in your late 30s and you have built your businesses and everything from your blood and sweat and your sleepless nights. Obviously you will want to leave that legacy for the next generation of your family, and without it going all to your wife. Because some people are greedy, like some people are genuine. Some people are very genuine and they get into marriages purely for love and for wanting to grow and for wanting to build families. But some people are very greedy, you know, they get into marriages just for the sake of money and just for the sake of all the benefits that they see that they'll get at the end of the day. Yes, without just being genuine and just for the love, you know. It's a tough one, eh?
It's a very tough one. It's very tough.
It's a bit of a tough one. So we're going back to joint accounts. So obviously, if you're unmarried, you may want to, let's say you guys want to build for example, a property portfolio for your kids. So you'll decide we want to buy at least 5 properties in the next 10 years so that our kids can have education from like primary school, high school, varsity, so that they can have like proper education and then you'll decide you want to open a joint account. Do you advocate for those or not? I think that's the first question.
Sometimes it ends in tears, but I'm on the fence. I am on the fence. Partially I'm there, partially I'm not, because it might end tears of joy. It might end tears of joy or the bitter one. So I'm literally on the fence with that one. It's a fencing. I'm neither.
Let's probe. I want to understand why you're on the fence.
Because if we're saying this joint account is for the benefit of our kids in the future,
yes,
ne? But also it's also understanding partner, because if you know your partner might start doing things as pambene with that thing, but I can't even I can't put my words to thinking. But if it's for the benefit, it's for we're investing in the future of our kids, then we can do it. That's why I'm saying, yeah, but it might not happen.
But no.
You know, I can't even explain why I feel on the fence about this one. Like it's, but if it's for the benefit of the kids, then.
What steps and precautions do you think you should take if you guys decide on doing like a joint account?
I'm not sure. Yes, I'm not really so educated on that topic. That part.
Me, I'm all about agreements. I'm gonna write you down that agreement, and you're gonna have to sign it.
You would, but I don't even want to go through that in the first place. I don't think I will.
For me, like, the thing is, let's say for example, we both well off. And let's say we just had 2 kids about 3 years ago, and our kids are young. And let's say we're having these kids, we're like in our 40s or like our late 30s. So obviously you want to make sure, should anything happen to both of y'all, your kids will be taken care of, right? So apart from just leaving a legacy for your children, for them to actually then access some funds when they reach a certain age so that they can build the companies or take over your guys' companies or whatever, you want to make sure they have the necessary education, good health, and you know. So obviously, I mean, for me personally, I would consider it, but I would make sure I get a proper attorney to draft a proper agreement where we both agree on first the type of investment we're looking into investing for our children's future. So basically, is it property? Is it stock? Is it going to be shares in companies? What is it going to be? So first decide on that, and then obviously build the portfolio, and then decide on how much you guys are both going to be contributing every month, and all that. And then apart from that, there's also some joint accounts that people open for buying cars and buying houses, you know. So for that, because that's credit, what I would do, I'd get someone who would do a proper credit check on you. Even if you are a millionaire, we need to make sure that you know how to sort. Guys, these things are real. It's risky. I was reading a story the other day where this young couple, they got married, too excited, they decided to go buy their dream home, and obviously they had to agree on installments, and obviously they were both not that well off, like millionaires and whatever, but they had proper paying jobs. Do you get what I mean? So what happened was, I think the relationship didn't go so well, and they were deciding on getting a divorce, and then now, because when they were signing the agreement, like the lady took everything under her name. Okay, decided he's gonna run for his life. So there was no agreement that made sure should they divorce or should things go south, they are still both liable to pay for the house. Or maybe something else, or okay, fine. If things don't go well and we decide okay, fine, we're splitting, let's maybe put the house on sale, and then pay off the bank, and then the remaining balance is split. So there was nothing. So the bottom line is, you don't, even if you know, even if you know the person you're getting married to, sometimes you never know the person's intentions like 100%. So have a little bit of protection, like protect yourself for your own sanity. Knowing me, I would do that. I would do that. Like, I feel like if you want to enter into any joint account, make sure you are like prepared in terms of
everything's in writing.
Having that, yes, have it in writing. Have everything you guys agree on in writing, and have them sign it, and make sure you have an agreement drawn up by a proper lawyer and you know, just to make sure should anything happen, because anything is possible, you don't know what the future holds. Should anything happen, you all are both protected, you know, and you don't end up having to pay off isikolo sendlu ongasafuni because you guys have memories. Now you want nothing to do with that house, but you're still gonna have to pay for it because you didn't take the necessary precautions just because you were in love. So I think it all has to go down to that. Prepare. We are not, so we're not scaring people about just because Tina's shut down. You know, we're not, guys. We're not. Always saying is make sure whatever you do going into marriage, document-wise, you are prepared. Even if you're earning 5,000 rands a month, even if you're earning 10,000 rands a month, it doesn't matter. Bottom line is, whatever you decide to do with your partner, make sure you'll have it in writing properly. Don't be you're on the bubble, because you get you get marriages where the partner just decides to buy stuff on your name, and then they run.
Yeah,
they run with the things, and when you left,
now it's papers.
Yes, you left with the debt, and the bank will not try and understand who you guys were dating and whatnot. They're just be like, woman, you're the one who has to pay for it because your name is there, or guy, you're the one who has to pay for it because your name is there. We just want our money, you know. We just want our money. That's all we want. So I think just are we
good up us to me.
Okay. Okay. But I think we've touched on everything. We've touched on everything. So okay. So in conclusion, I've made some notes here. So basically, the first thing I think you guys need to decide on is who will be the sole provider in the relationship.
Yes.
Start on that first, and then I think that's important because they don't know what's happening, where it's happening, for what you're going to who, and all that drama. And then the second one is basically you have to ensure that there's something someone said which is very important: money dynamics and fairness in the relationship. So just because you must not treat the other partner unfairly just because you're earning more money. Yeah. So as much as you're the sole provider and you're earning more money than the other partner, but treat them with love and with fairness. You have to do this and this and this just because I have money and I provide, and what are you doing? So treat them with respect and fairness in the relationship. And then let me see, do you feel so basically I have one last question for you. I have one last question. Come on. So it says basically, do you think it's going back to what the point I was talking about now, but treating people fair, even though you're earning more money in the relationship with them, or even though you're the sole provider? The question is, do you feel that sometimes people feel entitled just because they're making more money than you? And if you've been there before, how did you deal with it, or how would you deal with it?
It's not something that I've gone through myself, but it's just from observation. That it's mostly our gender. It's mostly us. That if I'm earning more, if I'm earning more than you, it just blows up. It blows me up to the extent where I feel like, we're equals. Because I believe in a relationship, we're not really equals.
Me too. I feel like I think it's going back to what this call was saying. This call was saying about religion and the Bible. So how am I, guys? There's so many comments.
That's why I wanted us to go there. I wanted us to go to the comments because
oh my God. Okay, let's go to the comments and then we'll do a part 2 before we run out of time. We'll come back to the conclusion, guys. We'll come back to the conclusion. Oh,
I want us to go there.
Okay. Let me. I'm trying to find them. Lily, how do I find them? Okay.
You go.
I'm trying to. Okay, cool.
Okay, I'll find who was talking. I'll find it.
Because we need to go back. Okay, cool. Yo, guys, there's so many comments. Oh my God.
I wanted us to go to them because.
Oh my God, we're running out of. I'm now freaking out because I feel like we're running out of time. Oh my goodness. Can't I save comments?
I don't think so. Okay, there was this comment.
Okay, cool. Do you know what I'm gonna do now?
Okay, nice. It's from Usitol WB. It says, I think you should never leave culture or religion out. I was reading the Bible and it's clearly clear on the topic. So I think partners, okay, and then I think partners, partners should be clear on their religion, culture, and then take it from there. There was that one, and it says, to be clear, Amadlis Asekai will never like to see me ngipeka futhi ngiwasha la umfazi kodwa khipile izinkomo. I think it was on the open.
Man, don't rush into it, ne? Don't rush into it. So what I'm doing right now, ne? I'm taking screenshots of all the comments, so that should we run out of time, I'll just go back. I'll write down the questions, and then we'll do the live again. But you can continue. So
no, I think we're just. But we can do all of this in the part 2 because we're running out of time totally. Like I'm running out of time.
So what I'm doing is I'm just taking screenshots of all the comments. Guys, we're sorry. Basically, I'm ignoring my comments when it's easier and better to do them after, so that we can make sure we tackle all of them. Name. Yo, there's actually quite a lot.
And shame, they're very interesting. Most of them are just so interesting.
Yo, okay. Oof, I can't even remember. Okay, there. No, I think we can go through the first few.
Okay, but I think I think we should just do a second one.
No, 1 minute.
Oh, the comments, guys. The comments.
I'm telling you, Yazin. Okay, so I think I have. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, so I think I've tried to get all the comments. Okay, so let's do the conclusion, and then we'll go back and tackle all the comments then.
Yes.
Tackle all the comments, just to be clear. Okay, cool. So I was discussing the question, Uti. Sorry, do you feel that umuntu who earns more in the relationship feels more entitled, basically on you, basically? So, like, for example, if you are, so you were saying we women normally do that a lot, where just because now you're earning more and then now you're all puffy and now you can't respect.
Not gonna cook. You're not gonna do something. The thing is that it's also knowing to work. Because yes, men do that. Your mtatumba is entitled to you just because they provide for you, just because you ask for money, which is a wrong thing. But sometimes, in most cases, we females do that a lot. Where if I'm a CEO in my company, then when they CEO and tell you what to do, what not to do, that why am I picking up because I came back home late and stuff, you know. I don't think it's right for a person to feel entitled just because they earning more or they're contributing more to a situation in. It's just wrong. It's just plain wrong. And I don't think the guy may like him.
Yeah, no, definitely. So that's it for the live. Because we're running out of time now. Can you take a screenshot of the last comment? So guys, it's goodbye for now. We're gonna open up and